Welcome to another relationship revenge video. My wife of 26 years was caught cheating by my son's drone. It was a beautiful day in the neighborhood. The sun shone its brightest and birds chirped their sweetest songs. I had told my son to fly his drone over our house because he wanted to take pictures of it from above. Maybe do some cool flips or something for fun on Easter Sunday afternoon. What he saw instead would change my life in a flash and forever. But this is how it all started. I had just got back from being away in Southern California on a business trip, more like a company project that needed to be complete before returning home. But before I left, I bought my son a drone as a surprise gift. I told him to have fun and to be careful with it. A few days go by and my son is sending pictures while I am away, showing off the pictures he is taking with the drone and telling me how much he loves what the drone can do. Surprisingly, he got some real nice shots and can get pretty close shots. A few more days go by and one day my son calls me and says he's going to go to his friend's house that's just down the street and hang out and play some video games. He said he already asked his mother, could he go? And she said he could. He mentioned that it was going to show his friend the new drone and show him what it can do. As the days go by, my son is sending me pictures of what shots he took while he was at his friend's house. I was so excited to see the pictures, and I noticed right away that one of them he took while him and his friend were walking the neighborhood. But it wasn't just any shot. It looked like my son's drone caught an alligator snatching a bird while the bird was looking for fish. I tell my son in a text to be careful with the drone being so close to the water. He said he wasn't that close. He zoomed in a little, but didn't realize the drone caught his shot like that. I get back from my work project, and I'm expecting to see my son's friend at the house when I get home. No one was home. About a half hour later, my son and wife come in the door, and I greet them both. My wife looks like she just finished running a marathon, and my son was carrying the drone. I look at him and ask, where's your friend? He had to go home early, my son said, with an innocent face that made me think he was telling the truth, but still didn't believe him. My son said, after they were playing around in the neighborhood, they went to a football game. I did not call him out on it, just went to the kitchen to get some dinner. The next day I come home from work and my son's friend is there again, playing video games with him. I greet them both and ask, what are you guys up to? They said they were watching TV, but then got distracted by a science documentary that was on about drones. My son then asked me, could he and his friend go to the park and play with a drone? I said, sure, make sure you keep your phone on you, just in case I need to check on you. A few hours go by and my son walks through the door and I asked, did he have fun at the park? He said, yes, but he wanted to show me something. I looked up at him and said, did he get some cool drone shots? He said no, and then tears started rolling down his face. He said he and his friend were playing with the drone when they saw a woman sitting on a bench that looked like my wife. They zoomed in to see if it was her, but then she got up and walked away. So he maneuvered the drone's camera to follow her as she walked through this grassy field and went inside someone's house with another man. He said she walked through his door and he zoomed in so close. You could see they were kissing. I was in shock. I couldn't believe it. And when I finally did, I grabbed my cell phone and texted her, what are you doing? She responded with, just hanging out. And then she added a smiley face emoji. I said, who are you hanging out with? She replied with a name that didn't sound familiar. I said, the person's name you just sent me doesn't ring any bells. Can I have your address? That's when she didn't respond. I sent her a text telling her, I know where she is. Our son's drone caught you kissing another man. I told her there was nothing you can say to refute the footage. The drone has. She then sends me a text to let me know she is on her way home. She then walks through the door, yelling, asking me, what am I talking about? I grab my son's drone and show her. And I said, really? You do this after 26 years? She looks at the footage and claims it's not her. Until the drone catches her turning sideways while she is walking into the man's house. After they kissed, I look at her and tell her that her world has just changed. Later that evening, we would talk more about how things were going to change for both of us. I told her, the sad thing is, our son had to witness that while he was playing with his friend, and it's no telling what his friend saw, she starts crying and starts to give me excuses as to why she was cheating on me. I told her I didn't want to hear it. You betrayed our family for your own selfish gratification. I then said, if you were going to cheat, why do it so close to home? She could not give me an answer. I then told her she needs to leave. She looks at me and begs me not to throw her out. I said, apparently from the drone footage, you have somewhere to go. I told her you broke my heart into a million pieces, and I don't think I can come back from this. You just destroyed everything we worked so hard for in one moment, and all because you wanted some excitement outside of your marriage. I'm not going to let you come back into our home again, at least not to live. You need to find somewhere else to live." She asked if I was kicking her out of our house, and I said, "Yes, if you can't respect me enough not to do this to me, then why should we share a roof?" I told her she could visit from time to time, but there's no way in hell that she would be living here again with our son. And then my wife left for good. The next day, when I came home from work, all of her stuff was gone. She had put it into storage because we both owned property together. The next day, I reached out to a family friend and told him what happened. He was in absolute shock and asked what I was going to do. I told him our marriage is over. I can't get over the fact that she cheated on me so close to home. As the days go by, my wife calls me and wants to make arrangements to get some of her things. I told her she can come by when I am home after work. She then informs me she is going to hire a lawyer to fight for the house. The only thing I said was, "Okay, her name is not on the house. And the only thing that worries me is that we have been married for so long. I don't want to give her a dime while she is sleeping with this guy." The next day, my wife comes over to pick up some of her things, and I have a few last words with her. I told her I am kind of glad she is leaving because since she is cheating on me and now trying to take my house before we even get divorced, I have no respect for her, but I told her the lawyers will work it out. I told her to hurry up and get her things so she can leave the next day while at work. One of my coworkers came up to ask, "Is it true that my wife and I are getting a divorce?" I told her, "Yes, it's true." She wanted to know what happened, but I told her that I didn't want to discuss it right now. She understood and said, if I needed someone to talk to, she was there to listen. I don't know how she found out, but I didn't care at the moment. The whole ordeal has taken a toll on me. I have to find the strength to make the call to an attorney to get this process started. I am not sure how long it will take to get the divorce finalized. I just hope it's quick. I don't want to be married to her anymore. I wasted 26 years, and I don't even know if this is the first time. If it wasn't for my son's drone, I would have never found out my wife's betrayal. Never. I never even fathomed she was cheating. Didn't even cross my mind. That's why this is so heartbreaking. How did I miss the signs? There is no telling what she has done while out on her own, or who all she's been seeing during those times when we were not together. I'm not just upset about being married to someone unfaithful, but now the whole situation will likely be time-consuming and costly, adding to my distress. I need to steel myself and move on quickly. All I can think about is getting a divorce and hoping I won't have to give her any money. She has her own job.